Best way to get him to take it off is get layups.
And Chicago will give Barkley the outside shot all day long. Will Perdue has Chicago's last 7 points. Armstrong. Philadelphia ball. Scott Brooks bringing it up for Philadelphia.
Well, to harass him in the backcourt right now, that takes some clock, time off the 24-second clock. Doesn't give him an awful lot of time to run their half-court offense.
And Perdue can't find the handle on the rebound off of his teammate Horace Grant. Stays Sixers ball. Mike Jaminski back in for the Sixers. He's the leading scorer for Philadelphia with 10 points. Barkley with Neely. Double clutches. The good help by the 7-footer Will Perdue forced Barkley to double clutch.
He sure did, and Barkley kind of could have taken it right through there. He's favoring the fall-away jump shot right now.
Grant. So Horace Grant using his quickness to get by the smaller Ron Anderson, and Horace Grant with 6 points. It's a 36-33 Philadelphia lead. Now the tempo, Tommy, is more to Philadelphia's liking. This is B.J. Armstrong. Nice pass back to Perdue, blocked by Barkley. Here come the Sixers. And a technical foul is called on either Will Perdue or Phil Jackson. Both were mouthing off.
But they took a layup away from the Sixers while that argument was ensuing. Phil Jackson up as Philadelphia had a real good fast break advantage. Will Perdue claiming that his shot was goaltended on that Chicago fast break thrust.
And Jack Nees promptly assessed the technical to Will Perdue. So Hersey Hawkins, an 88% free throw shooter on the regular season, will shoot the technical. And gets the familiar roll from the hometown rim.
You know, Hersey Hawkins is what I call a middle finger shooter, not an index finger shooter. Which means sometimes you're going to have bad nights because it rolls off the right side of your hand, not the left side, the thumb side. Sooner or later, when they become pros, they start working get down and get the ball on that index finger.
The pointing finger. Jaminski, 12 points. The jump hook shot is working extremely well for Jaminski. 6 of 8 from the field.
Going one-on-one down in that low post against Perdue, the big guy.
And boy, the fans have been on Jaminski hard here in Philadelphia, so this is somewhat retribution time for him. Anderson with the rebound. And Chicago stopping the Philadelphia fast break with the double team. Thornton.
The Bulls all over the rebounder. He got the outlet out, and boy, did they get it up the floor quick.
Schick, the official razor of the NBA, presents Close Shaves. The defending NBA champion 76ers are surprised at home by the inspired New Jersey Nets. The heavily favored Sixers regroup to tie the series in New Jersey. But in the deciding game, the Nets are in position for the upset.
It's a race with Tony. Tipped up and in by King.
The Nets celebrate a 3-point close shave victory.
I'm Mike, Paxton brother nobody knows.
Who is that guy?
I'm Mike. We all shave with the same razor, Slim Twin disposable.
Slim Twin.
Slim Twin. It's got a narrow head.
Like Mike.
I'm Mike. Yeah, so you can shave hard to reach places.
Men prefer the Schick Slim Twin over Good News. The Slim Twin disposable reaches every place on every face.
Guys?
No autograph. Sorry.
From Schick.
Who's got the marketing plan?
I do.
Sales forecast.
Right here.
Presentation boards?
Murphy's got them.
Where's Murphy?
This is the final boarding call for Delta Flight 6.
Maddie Klein knows careers are riding on Delta flights.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes. We better go.
Nobody told me you had a cast.
Nobody knew.
Passengers should now be on board.
Maybe that's why more business people fly Delta than ever before.
Mr. Murphy, you have a nice trip.
Thanks. Already had one.
Delta, we love to fly and it shows.
Many of golf's sharpest shooting legends have won this tournament, as tradition-rich as Texas itself. The Southwestern Bell Colonial next weekend.
Chicago has improved its field goal shooting, but Philadelphia is doing one better with some substitutes. Mike Jaminski, 12 points, 2 rebounds, and the Philly outside shooting, specifically Hawkins, Dawkins, and Anderson doing the job, and Philadelphia enjoys a 41-33 lead with 6:47 remaining in a half, and Phil Jackson and Will Perdue were beside themselves on this block, Tommy.
Well, you're going to see right now, fast break thrust, hard push, and Perdue on the trailer, and B.J. Armstrong, but you watch this play. That ball just was practically just a half an inch out of Perdue's hands when our guy, Charles Barkley, whopped it away. So no goaltending on that one. Just great defense by this man.
B.J. Armstrong, Craig Hodges, Stacey King, Will Perdue, and Michael Jordan, the 5 for Chicago.
And Barkley is now defending Jordan. That's a challenge.
Jordan. Scott Brooks with the loose ball. And Michael Jordan on Charles Barkley. Strength advantage clearly to Barkley. Can't get the pass into him to take advantage of it.
Too long a pass, and Michael Jordan with those quick feet right around Barkley.
Hodges.
Well, Jordan's now playing that quick forward spot, and that quickness advantage definitely ought to go to Jordan. Although, watch that matchup.
Jaminski. Mike Jaminski is on fire. 7 of 9 from the floor, 14 first half points. King being defended by Bob Thornton.
And Barkley is just trying not to let Jordan get the ball at all.
Perdue fouled on the shot. Shooting situation.
They're going to see right now Michael Jordan defending against Barkley in Barkley's turf. And the pass too long. And look at Michael Jordan really confusing Barkley and the passer as to where he is. And he just stepped around with those quick feet and picked it off. That's the best way to play a low post player, is not let him know where you are. And with those quick feet, boy, you can do some damage.
Perdue misses the second. Bob Thornton was assessed a personal foul, his first, team second for Philadelphia here in the second period. Horace Grant back into the lineup for the Chicago Bulls, replacing Will Perdue.
And Will Perdue played one great stint there. He hustled and went back, and for a center to get back and protect against fast breaks, that's a big effort.
And Perdue sits with 8 points, having scored 8. Johnny Dawkins back into the lineup for the Sixers, replacing Scott Brooks. Jordan. Grant with the rebound, fouled by Bob Thornton. So Horace Grant continues his aggressive play, going to the boards, and rewarded with the trip to the free throw line.
Well, he's being defended right now, I believe, by Ron Anderson, and Ron Anderson is not a power forward.
Anderson 6'6", giving away 4 inches to Horace Grant. Grant, only a 69% free throw shooter on the regular season, misses the first.
Well, he was an unhappy guy a year ago with Doug Collins, and this year everybody thought he was going to be a little bit more inclined to go along with the program, but popped off a little bit before the playoffs started about contract and being part of the offense and all those same things.
And that was Grant's first completed free throw in this series, 1 of 6. Chicago applying the press that really rattled Philadelphia in the second half of Friday night's game. Philadelphia had enjoyed a 27-point lead that got down to 3. Here's Barkley.
Great pass by Mike Jaminski, slid right by Stacey King.
Barkley with 8, and it's a 45-35 Philadelphia lead. And the foul called on Charles Barkley.
Watch Barkley in that low post right now as Stacey King trying to get over the top. And look at that ball right underneath Stacey King. Good lead pass for the turn of Barkley to the hoop.
And it's like the parting of the waters when Barkley gets the ball down low.
But now he's forced to play Michael Jordan. They give him a different look.
Rick Mahorn back into the lineup for the Sixers, replacing Bob Thornton, and Cartwright back in for the Bulls. So it's Stacey King, B.J. Armstrong, Bill Cartwright, Michael Jordan, and Horace Grant, the 5 for the Bulls. Jordan. Michael Jordan with 12 points in the first half, 6 of 13 from the field. And it's an 8-point Sixers lead. 4:25 remaining in the first half. Barkley on Grant. Loose ball controlled by Chicago.
Anderson is back on Michael Jordan, and he backs way off and tries to cut off the attack angle of Michael Jordan to the hoop.
Cartwright. And Grant with those sticky fingers again with the loose ball. And Mike Jaminski is going to get called for a reach-in foul. At the conclusion of our game, Tom Heinsohn and I will select the Miller Lite Player of the Game in conjunction with the award. Miller Lite will present a check in the amount of $1,000 and the player's name to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. I mentioned earlier that Stacey King credits Tex Winter with helping him to develop his quick post moves. Mostly known as only a player going to his left in college, he's now dangerous both ways. And a technical foul is called, and I believe it's on Charles Barkley. So Barkley did not have any kind words on Mother's Day for Jack Nees, and he suffers the technical as a result.
You know, you talk to Jimmy Lyon, I mean, he mentions Charles Barkley, and they say he's such an emotional player, you know, criticizing his teammates and this and that. And he says, well, you look at Barkley on the court, you know he's emotional, and that emotion allows him to do great things and allows him to do some stupid things. When you get Charles Barkley, you get the whole package. And he's right.
And I'm sure his mother knows that and shared that with Bill Raftery and Pat O'Brien. 45-39 lead, Philadelphia. Dawkins on the move. Followed by Barkley, offensive goaltending. Chicago ball. Well, I mentioned about Barkley's moms, and she'll be joining Bill Raftery and Pat O'Brien coming up at halftime on the Prudential at the half. And I'm sure you'll be interested to hear what she has to say about her darling son.
Yes.
King.
Oh, just a great move. One dribble to the middle. Gets the defender leaning that way, and then swoops back with the curl-in hook shot.
Stacey King with 7 points and is down to a 4-point Philadelphia lead. 3:15 remaining in the first half. Dawkins by Paxson and scores.
Great move by Dawkins on the swing.
Hawkins tried to slow Jordan, and it would have been the case for a mere mortal, but not for the man they call E.T. Jordan with 15 first half points.
Just don't touch his index finger, right?
Horn defended by Cartwright, and Cartwright gives him a dose of his own medicine, but a little too much, as Bill Cartwright gets whistled for the first personal foul.
His first, team second.
This is it. The Tour de Light, the race to win America's favorite light beer, has reached New York.
Excuse me, fellas. I'm looking for New York. Big place, tall buildings, subway.
This is when many cyclists say they hit the wall, but they push on. Why? Because it's there, at the finish line, a lifetime supply of Miller Lite. And now, it is anybody's race.
All right, looking good.
You know what's so special about this STP son of a gun protection?
It's the eccentric molecular structural units, which form linear polymorphic bonding sites at the onset of induced atmospheric propulsion.
In other words, it'll make your car look real good when you shoot it. Son of a gun. What a difference.
With rugged garden grip tools, the yard work isn't a life sentence, because they've got cushion grips that are really easy on your hands. Garden Grip, the great escape from yard work, only from True Temper.
And they ain't just whistling Dixie.